All right, let's do this before something else freezes. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Dish Sheep and Farmer Cigar Garage Talks. Um, I hope you are staying warm. I hope you're digging yourself out. The entire country right now is pretty much under freezing cold or snow advisories or all sorts of wintertime fun. So we'll talk a little about that. First, what are we smoking? What are we drinking? This cigar tonight, the Echo Hale, and I think that's pronounced Marceljo, from Marceljo, Marceligo. Anyway, cigar is called the Echo Hale. Cigar is daily. It's one of their. Again, I think last week I smoked one from their mystery box. For like $30, you get 4 cigars. They're all premium cigars, just ones that they have lying around that they don't have a bundle of. So you don't know what you're going to get. As I was getting stuff ready, I got my kerosene heater going. I got my wood stove going. My propane little heater went on the fritz, so it's broken. I went to go cut the end of my cigar, and it actually broke off part of the cap. Not really sure how that happened. We got stuff freezing. We got stuff freezing up. For the drink tonight, All Hallows Treat Imperial Chocolate Peanut Butter Stout. I like this. Zombies count grains. So screamy. Yeah, good stuff. I always like when they put a little bit of creativity into their cans. Some people argue, though, that the more creative the artwork on the can, the less money they actually put into their brews. Not always wrong. I'm going to be honest with you. That's not always false. Got a little bit of a head on the beer there. Let's give her a try. Interesting. Not a bad little stout, little interesting aftertaste there. I'm not sure what that was. Boy, folks, yeah, like I said, currently while I'm recording this, most of the country is getting hit. I don't know, did they name this storm yet? The Arctic cyclone blast. We've got snow all the way down in Florida. Texas got hit. The northern states are getting just hit with cold. Vash, man, over at his college, they got down to, I think, what they say, minus 52, but that was with wind chill. But the temperature without wind chill was minus 23, 25, minus 25. So, yeah, cold. We've been fighting to keep stuff from freezing up. We've had a lot of stuff freeze up. Like I said, the tip of my cigar, I think that's why it cracked. I think it started to freeze. Sometimes you have humidified cigars, you take them in brutal cold like this, the humidity inside of them will start freezing. Because I hit it with my punch, and the cap just completely broke. Which usually you see with dry cigars, but my cigars aren't dry. I checked. But you also do see that when they start to freeze. So I'm guessing that's what happened with this sucker. So it's smoking great, actually. It's a really nice cigar. Box press, Maduro wrapper. Quite tasty. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So besides this freezing cold weather, Swedish Compass went on her senior trip. She went to Washington, D.C. for the March of Life. Great opportunity for her. She went with the diocese here. The diocese puts on a charter bus, and then they all go for that. But no mommy, no daddy, no brothers or sisters, and no close friends. There's a few people she's met before, but no real close friends went with her. So she was pretty much, for all intents and purposes, on her own. She decided where she went. She decided who she hung out with. She decided where she ate. There was no one, no mommy and daddy kind of, giving her advice, giving her pointers. She was a girl in the city. So she had a lot of fun with that. She also just had a lot of fun at the March for Life. Beautiful, beautiful rally that they put on, rally protest. I guess protest is what they still officially call it. To really, bring attention to the anti-life movement that's going on currently with abortions. So I'm really glad that she was able to participate in that. They did, however, cut the trip short. She was supposed to stay about half a day, about another 8 hours. And the organizer said, hey, with this big storm coming in, let's just not. Let's just nope out. Let's leave a little early, which was okay. It was mostly free time that they kind of missed out on. There was also the opportunity for them to go to a mass at a seminary, which is pretty cool. That's a neat treat to have mass there. But I'm glad they got home. They did drive through a little bit of a clipper. And then when they got into the UP, US 2 was closed. So they had to reroute. Not a big deal. You just go up north further, hit up 28, and then cut down one of the other quote-unquote side roads. It only added about 20 minutes onto their trip. So not bad, all things considering. But yeah, really proud of her for doing that, for going out. I was going to have her sit out here and we're going to talk about her experience in DC, but it's just really, really cold. I still might do that coming up here, just so she can get a chance to tell you fine folks what a wonderful time she had, and talk about some of the memories and whatnot that she made. But like I said, I'm proud of her, but I'm really excited that she got home safe. It can be treacherous driving, in January. But especially when you have this massive snow blast coming in with freezing cold, that can be a little exciting. Not gonna lie. So again, glad to have her home. Not a whole much else is going on. There's gonna be some fun and excitements the next 2 weeks. One, I have to go down to Lansing for a meeting, which is always a good time. Hopefully the weather will hold out and we'll be able to have some nice weather. I'm hoping we don't get a blizzard out of nowhere. I'm on the planning team, and we had some adventures planning our meeting, but it is planned and ready to go. We're also trying a new program. So we have downstate, they have people who will walk up and down rivers handing out information about eat safe fish. And I said, hey, what if I walked out on the ice? So I had a little back and forth with my bosses and some program people, and they said, let's give it a try. Let's see how it goes. So I did a little test run last week. It went well. But next week, I think I'm really gonna hit it, go walk out on the ice and talk to some fishermen, drop off some pamphlets and brochures and information about eat safe fish and carbon monoxide. So that'd be fun, kind of get out of the office, stretch my legs, and talk with people. I really do enjoy that. It's something I do kind of miss. A lot of my job is paperwork and planning and talking to organizations, which you do talk to people when you talk to organizations, but it's different. If you've ever done that before, it's different when you're talking to Steve, the CEO of company XYZ, or Tom, the president of organization GDY or whatever. There's something different when you can see Steve and Tom outside of their roles, where they're just Steve, they're just Tom. They're just concerned citizens, concerned residents. And that's always been my favorite, is to actually meet people where they're at, talk to them in person, get away from the pomp and formality of meeting officially. Just kicking back, talking like human beings about human stuff. I really wish we at the state could do that more, where we talk very real. I think we actually lose people by trying to be so formal and official and very prim and prompt. And I think a lot of people are kind of put off by that. A lot of people are, it makes them almost nervous. And unfortunately, we do talk over people a lot. Using abbreviations and terms, not bringing stuff to a more understandable level. I get the risks, of course. I've been dealing with communications and especially emergency communications for a long time. The risk is if you talk too plainly, too simply, one, they might not take you seriously. You might sound like a country bumpkin. Two, when you talk plainly, you might get something lost in translation, where you mean it one way, they understand it another, which is not what we want when we're trying to give them educational material. So again, that's why I like going out into the community, doing my field work, having fun with that, and again, really just meeting people and being real with them. So it is very cold in my garage. I think, did I get it above freezing? Nope. It's still 30 degrees, which is an improvement. It was like 15 when I fired up the kerosene heater and fired up the wood stove. My garage is not well insulated. It's got some other issues going on with it, makes it tricky to heat. Not to mention the wood stove, I still got to work on dialing that in. There's some airflow issues, and then adding a circulation fan would really help, but just haven't done it yet. So anyway, folks, I'm going to go shiver. I'm going to go finish my cigar, finish my beer. Kind of look forward to the next 2 weeks. Although it's going to be crazy and stressful, I enjoy it. I enjoy being busy, and I enjoy getting out there. So anyway, folks, hope you're staying warm. Hope you're digging yourself out. Stay safe out there. See you in the next one.